So here's my 94 Toyota pickup truck. Just got the 22 RE in it, but it's got a V6 differential in it that I swapped in, so 456 gears. I'm doing an E-locker swap. This came out of a 2007 FJ. The gears are totally different, so I got to swap my 456 gears out of this into that. And then, yeah, so pop the E-locker into it. I rebuilt this, and by rebuild, I mean I pulled it apart, cleaned out all the oxidation and garbage inside of it, and re-greased everything, and then put it back together. I think you can get like seal kits online and stuff like that. So I'm just getting ready to cut into my housing. So there's 2 holes I got to drill. I'm gonna have to weld on a little bit of material around these 2 points, just so I got a flat spot. I'll weld it up, grind it down flush, and then I'll weld that hole up, drill those 2 and tap them. And once those are welded up, we'll drill and tap those, and then I gotta notch this out. I'll use the gasket as a template just to get that all bang on. All right, so drilled the extra holes, built up this around here with the weld, and then ground it all down. All right, so I'm doing the wiring on my Toyota pickup for my E-locker. All I'm basically doing is I've got a 6-pin rocker switch. Most guys use like a 10-pin. They buy with the whole symbol on the front here. This is for the E-locker. I'm not gonna bother with any of that stuff. I just removed the plug out of the dash. That's gonna go right in there. Pops right into place. Now for the light engagement, there's a switch on the diff. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run ground continuity. So the 2-wire switch on the diff, when the E-locker is engaged, I'll just use it as a ground switch. Now my plan, you can see that it says rear anti-lock. So if you have ABS and you like your ABS, I guess you can't do this, but I have a 4-cylinder car, it never came with ABS. So I do have a light in there, I just have to wire it up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna black out the anti, and then I just got a little bit of black paint here. I'm gonna tape that off, take the anti off, and black it out. All right, so with the magic of television, I now have a thing that says rear lock. So all I did was masked out the back and painted in a little section there with some random caliper paint I had kicking around. I would have preferred to use some like vinyl paint or something, or upholstery paint, but I didn't have any. So I'm just looking over the back of my gauge panel, and this is where the anti-lock, the rear anti-lock, which will now just be rear lock, is located. So I'm just checking this out, and there's a bunch of stuff that's connected along the bottoms. It happens to actually be power already, so I just need to run my ground to that, which runs up here, and goes up to that one. And that's empty on the plug. So I'm just gonna have to run a contact into there with my ground, and that'll complete my ground and turn that light on. So here's the E-locker plug. I just bought OEM Toyota plugs, and I had to order some connectors and stuff with the little sealant rubbers that go in there. Everything's labeled, tells you what it does. I ran that directly to the switch, which I have a very crude diagram that you can take a peek here. Basically you can see which ones I ran to which terminal on the backside. These are all kind of looking at the backside of the switch or the backside of the plug. And then the ground I ran to the dash, as I explained earlier. So it goes right into the connector on the back side of your dash, turning the light on. Got my switch hooked up. I showed you guys earlier, I got my light hooked up. Everything's grounded in the back. So I'm in the gravel alley back here. Engage the switch. See the rear lock come on. Come into the corner, you hear my tires are chirping now. You can tell they're locking up on the gravel, kind of going back and forth. Turn everything off. There it goes. I don't know why, but it takes a couple seconds for it to turn off. And now I'm disengaged. It works. I got a rear locker. Custom rear lock light in my 1994 Toyota pickup truck. Go ahead and use it if you want. My little trick. I don't think I've seen anybody else do it, so it's pretty slick.